Hello and welcome to Whisky Whims with me, Stuart. Today is my 31st review and it is season 3 of my reviews. Today we're going to be looking at Springbank 10 Local Barley 2019 release. If you enjoyed the review, enjoy the video, please do subscribe and hit the like button, and also if you've got any feedback, do leave it in the comments. So I think this was rumoured to be an 11-year-old, however they brought out a 10-year-old. I'm not sure whether or not, obviously the rumours weren't true because they brought out this 10-year-old. Distilled in 2009, bottled in 2019, bottled at 56.2% ABV, non-chill filtered, no added colouring, and they've used Optic Barley from High Catadale Farm, which isn't too far from Springbank Distillery. There is another 10-year-old in the release, in the series if you will, and that was brought out I think in 2007, and that used Belgarvia barley, so a slight variation there. The 2007 release spent 70% of its time in bourbon barrel and 30% of its time in sherry. Whereas this, interestingly enough, has spent, I believe, 77% of its time in bourbon, 20% of its time in sherry, and 3%, is it 3%? Yeah, 3% of its time in port casks. So it's got a little kind of different variation on it compared to the other 10-year-old. So we'll get down to the tasting, the nosing, and see if it's a whiskey win or a whiskey bin. Straight away there's a real sweetness here, kind of reminiscent of dehydrated fruit that you get in those kind of, I'm not sure what the actual name for it is, but you get them in bowls, and they're more like a kind of decoration, and there's a nice smell from them, aromas from them. That's going on there, kind of, yeah, dehydrated. It's hard to say whether, I'd probably say orange. Some Demerara sugar, brown sugar there. It is quite sweet on the nose. There's a subtle peat aroma. And also I'm picking up barley, but not like a field of barley or anything like that, but after it's been put through the mill and it's came to a kind of a powdery form. Not sure if it's called grist. But yeah, if you've ever done a tour and they take you through the milling room and they show you they maybe bring it out in a tub or they'll have it in their hand and they'll give you a smell of it. That's exactly what this smells like. Some honey as well, and possibly allspice. Yeah, a lot going on. You can tell it's a high ABV, 56.2. I believe the 2007 release was 57.3, so it's a little less than the older one, but yeah, you can tell it's got that high ABV, that high percentage. To the palate, burst, an explosion of fresh tropical fruits. Fresh pineapple, freshly cut pineapple, peaches, apricot. Yeah, there's a lot of tropical fruit, a lot of kind of, it's just bursting with fruitiness. There is a subtle peat smoke again, the peat is there, but only slightly, and it's not necessarily just peat now. It is a peat smoke, not medicinal, nothing like that, just rather earthy. Some more spice, and possibly something a little metallic. Not really I was going to suggest iron, but it's not really iron. But this is going to sound weird, but the way your blood tastes if you ever get like a cut in your mouth, or if you've ever got a cut in your hand and you've licked it, that kind of metallic-y taste, but I'd say that's more iron, so it's hard to describe because I feel like it's not iron, but there is a metallic flavour to this. Maybe copper from the stills, it could be copper from the still. Let me just get another try of it. That juiciness from the fruits is exceptional. It is outstanding. The metallic, I can't put my finger on it. Possibly copper, but someone else might have picked up something different. The finish is medium to long. It coats the mouth, a real oily, kind of creamy, buttery feel to it. It doesn't taste buttery, it's definitely creamy in taste. But yeah, a real film texture over the corners and roof of your mouth. Medium to long, like I said, some more peat there. Campbelltown specific, obviously. It's not like an Isla peat. And there's some coastal influence there, possibly coastal kind of sea salt. Yeah, a real coastal influence at the end. And that's the kind of prevailing flavours as it makes its way down your throat into your chest. And it's really warming. I mean, today I think it's about -2 degrees. The house is nice and warm, but there are certain spots. We've got laminate flooring in our house and my feet are freezing. So there's certain spots in the house that are really cold, and this is just helping warm me up. It's really nice, really warming. I want to try it with a little bit of water. I've tried this once before, the whiskey itself. I bought it, and an hour later my dad and myself went into the pot still in Glasgow, and I was showing my dad the bottle of whiskey, and some guy put his glass out in front of me, jokingly obviously, as if to say, can you pour me one? So I decided, what the hell, it's going to get opened, he's maybe not tried it, maybe won't get to try it, so I opened it there and then, gave him a little bit and topped up my glass a little bit, so we got to try it, and it was good. The first pour was a bit hard to kind of tell how good it was, but after a couple now it is nice. The fruitiness is, like I said, it's exceptional. So a little bit of water in it now, as Jura walks by with his paws and his claws. Not much change with the water, on the nose anyway. And not too much change on the palate either. I'd possibly say a push with the addition of water. There is a passion fruit flavour now. That's kind of become exposed with the water. But I don't believe this whiskey really needs the water. Let me just finish it off. I'm trying to think what other whiskey I've had that's given me this kind of fruit burst. I think it might have been the Octomore 7.3, but a real, honestly, dominant flavour of fresh tropical fruits. It's exquisite. It's lovely. It's tasty. Definitely a whiskey win. The price, I think about 75 somewhere you could pick up for to £95. If you could get it for 75, brilliant, great price. £95. It's pushing it for a 10-year-old, but 9,000 bottles. You're getting quality. You're getting Springbank. You're getting a real transparency with what casks they've selected, what they've used, and it is an exceptional whiskey. So for me, the price is a bit over the top for a 10-year-old, but for this whisky in particular, it's definitely worth it in my eyes. I've got the 9-year-old as well, and it'll be good to see how that compares to the 10-year-old, but this is beautiful. But yeah, definitely a whisky win for me. So if you've enjoyed the video, like I said, please do subscribe. I've been Stuart, this has been Whisky Wins. I'll see you later.